Baltimore Ravens is the most attractive destination for any head coach candidate to come and try to win. You have it all made. You have talent on defense, Kyle Hamilton. You have talent offensively. Lamar Jackson is a top four quarterback in the NFL right now. So this is a destination. If you want to go, you want to win a Super Bowl, you want to have that 1 year turnaround, have success, you are going to go to Baltimore. Baltimore is a place that you want to go to. So my favorite coach candidates to go to Baltimore and turn things around and win a chip with Lamar, let's start off with Clint Kubiak. I think this is a great offensive mind. We saw him with Seattle against the 49ers in the game to take them to the playoffs. He went out there and ran it down their fucking throats. He's able to turn this offense into whatever it needs to be successful. The play calling is not getting outcoached by Kyle Shanahan, not getting outcoached by Robert Saleh. He had his fingerprints all over that offensive success in that game. Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet, those guys were successful this season, had big years, had a big game against the 49ers too because of the run game he's created in Seattle. They weren't able to run the football last year, but Kenneth Walker, 1,000 yards this season. Zach Charbonnet, broke the record for rushing touchdowns, I think. He had a fantastic year, 700 yards rushing as well too. Both of those guys will get big paydays because of Clint Kubiak. And then everywhere he's gone, he's had success. The Saints, there was a crazy run with them. First couple weeks, their offense was amazing because of Clint Kubiak. Then Derek Carr got hurt, and that offense, the roster was shit. So they really didn't have much success after that. But you saw the glimpses of what he could do. With the 49ers pass game coordinator as well. This guy has success everywhere he goes. I think he's going to be a great head coach. And if the Ravens want to get an offensive mind, that's the guy they go with. It's a young man's game. Mike McDonald is young. That's somebody they probably should have got. Ben Johnson's young. Mike Vrabel. All the coaches that are having success in the NFL right now are young. Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin, those guys are still struggling to adjust and still make their mark on the NFL, but the young guys are taking over. So let's get a young coach like Clint Kubiak. I think he would cook with Lamar. Lamar seemed to like him. Lamar seemed to like what he was doing in the interview. He said he gave him his flowers and stuff. So this is somebody I think that could get the most out of this offense and take this offense to the next level. He would also be great with, if you keep Derrick Henry, Keaton Mitchell, those guys would be even more explosive. Zay Flowers would have a big year. So I think that's the route to go if you want to get an offensive mind. Some defensive guys, Chris Shula. Think he's done a great job with the Rams. This is another McVay guy. Defensive coordinators McVay have kind of, Raheem Morris, you got fired, had some success with the Falcons. So, they've been competitive year after year, but not reaching the ceiling they want to. But Chris Shula, I think he deserves to be a head coach. He's done a great job with his defense for the Rams. The corners are not as great, but he squeezed as much as he possibly could out of this talent defensively. The pass rush has improved. Iron Young has taken that next step. Jared Verse still, 6.5 sacks this year. Not really what you want to see from him in his year two. But, this defensive line has been elite still after the loss of Aaron Donald. So I think he's done a great job this year. Great culture builder. I feel like has all the intangibles to be a great leader of men. He's done that so far with that defense for the Rams. So I think that's a guy that should be a candidate. My personal favorite and the top two candidates, I think Brian Flores. This is a guy that would make this team more accountable. You see what he's able to do with the Vikings defense. They have talent on defense. Van Ginkel is a defensive player of the year guy. Grenard was great last season. Byron Murphy, a lot of interceptions. Cam Bynum got a big payday with the Colts because of the year he had with the Vikings. This defense is able to just be fantastic. The schemes. Nobody is as good as Brian Flores, maybe Mike McDonald, but that's it. And that's the guy that you wanted. That's the guy you should have replaced Harbaugh with, but this guy's fantastic. You give him a Kyle Hamilton. You give him some of these guys up front that you have. Mike Green, I think he would take that next step with Brian Flores. I think he would turn this defense into exactly what it needs to be. And Brian Dable as an OC, maybe there are some good options to get an offensive coordinator in there, but I think this is the best defensive mind you could hire. I think he deserves his opportunity. He's only interviewed with the Ravens so far, and I think this is a guy that would take this Ravens team exactly where it needs to be. He would be a home run hire. Miami, even as bad as it was in Miami, they had back-to-back winning seasons. Tua, he was right about Tua. So, if Miami's the one thing that's making you not want to take him, it's stupid. Lamar Jackson is an elite quarterback, and I think he would win with Lamar. 10-6 in Miami, 9-8 in 2021. That's the first time they had back-to-back winning seasons since '03. Minnesota's defense this year was winning games just by their defense. They went 9-8 with JJ McCarthy getting hurt every game and Max Brosmer starting a couple games. They were able to win football games because of just how good Brian Flores was. And I think working with Kevin O'Connell's helped him become more of a player's coach. So he deserves his head coaching opportunity, and I think he will get it. I think he'll get it with the Baltimore Ravens. That's my home run hire. Jesse Minter is my next candidate. I think he's done a great job with the Chargers. He's that next Mike McDonald mind. If they want to go that route, you go Jesse Minter. He already has familiarity with the Baltimore Ravens, staff, the organization, was a coach there. And the Chargers, defensively, he squeezed all the talent possible out of that unit. Thule took a next step, had double-digit sacks this year. The defense all season for the Chargers has been amazing. The defense, limited Drake May to a tough day. He still won that football game, but Jesse Minter, gave the Chargers an opportunity to win that football game. Just came down to the offense shit in the bed. I really think Jesse Minter is going to be one of the next great defensive head coaches. A young guy. Baltimore Ravens should hire him. Would be that familiar head coach candidate that the Ravens usually go for. So I think that's probably a favorite candidate for them. I would go to Brian Flores, but you can't go wrong with Jesse Minter or Brian Flores.
Some people thought the NFC North was going to be the worst division in football this season. They thought it was going to be as bad as the NFC South.